It's a little crazy sometimes how we get where we are. A childhood friend of mine about 8 months ago said, "I think we're going to go in the lighting business together." I said, "Really?" I said, "I'm a landscape contractor." I said, "Well, we're going to do lighting, and not only we're going to do lighting, but we're going to work with this guy Len." And I said, "Oh, what does Len do?" "Well, Len does everything good." And after you get to know Len, it's just simply, I work with Len. And like that should be like a bumper sticker, because everybody works with Len. And I start out in the lighting business and I'm working with Len, and all of a sudden I'm introduced to Faye, and who would think that Len's wife would be having a foundation that's so near and dear to my heart, a brain research foundation. Now, you may think, how does a guy in a wheelchair have a connection to a brain research foundation? Well, I'm gonna go into that. You see, 20 years ago, I was just like everyone in this room. I went to school, went to college, had a successful company of my own. I used to enjoy myself. And in one split second, by simply wanting to get wet on a summer day, which we all take for granted, my life was turned into utter chaos, turmoil, bedlam. In that 1 second of my life, I lost everything that I worked for 25 years and everything that I hoped for the next 50. I broke my neck at C5-6 and was paralyzed from the neck down. I was taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital down in Florida, which, in case some of you might not know, is pretty much the center for paralysis in the United States. It's called the Miami Project to Cure Paralysis. It was started by Nick Bonacotti, who used to play for the Dolphins, after his son got hurt playing for the Citadel. And I was never so happy to be surrounded by so many intelligent people caring for me. I mean, the word neurosurgeon, which before that time had never had any real meaning in my life, was every 5-minute occurrence in my day. Which neurosurgeon am I seeing now, and how is he going to help me? And thank God that these guys went to school for 27 years, because it's beyond me. And when you're laying there, paralyzed from the neck down, you will listen to anyone, but someone with a title of neurosurgeon, your eyes really roll back in your head and you perk up and think that, you know, this is going to be my ticket out. Well, the neurosurgeons couldn't help me. As smart as they were, as gifted and talented as they were, and as hard as they tried, the only thing they could do was fuse my neck and send me off to rehab to hopefully get a little better and learn to live my life in a much more compromised fashion. I went through 3 years of rehab, only to find myself in a wheelchair, compromised, looking at life from a totally seated position. I look at life much different than the rest of folks in this room, because my life involves a lot more struggle. And I don't talk about my struggles because, honestly, nobody really cares. And I'm okay with that. And through my endeavors of being spinal cord injured, I have had the privilege to meet many wonderful people in my situation and also other compromised situations, and we have a common bond. The one thing that we do take heart in is days like today. Although it may be a miserable day outside, for people who are spinal cord injured or traumatic brain injuries, the sun is shining today because dollars are being raised. And not a hurricane, not even Hurricane Katrina, could make a damper on that parade. It's very easy for a pamphlet to go around and someone to ask for money for a golf outing, for a foursome, for some sort of donation, when you may not know anybody who's compromised, you may not know anyone who lives a compromised lifestyle. You say, well, you know what, it may be a decent cause, you know what, yeah, okay, I'll play some golf. But what does it really mean? It's more than golf, and it's more than dinner. I told Faye when we were talking one time, everybody pays for people like me. Because people who live with compromised situations cost the taxpayers of this country billions of dollars a year. If a small percentage of that money was just allocated towards research, maybe the rest of the 90% of it that was spent would no longer need to be spent, and the people who they were spending it on would be able to live much better lives. After my injury, I went to Kessler Institute. I was very, very fortunate at that time to meet a woman who happened to be the medical director. And she got me interested in a foundation which I really wanted no part of. It's called thinkfirst.org. It's very simply an organization that was founded by two neurosurgeons who got sick and tired of seeing young people day after day. All they could do was patch them up, put them in wheelchairs, and send them off to live the rest of their lives compromised. They said there needs to be a better way, and we need to find it fast. They thought, what do we need to do? Well, maybe we need to get to these kids before they have these accidents. Maybe we need to teach them to use their minds to protect their bodies. They came up with the name for the foundation of Think First. It is the nation's #1 prevention foundation. I am the lead speaker in the state of New Jersey, and I speak to about 30,000 children a year. I am very fortunate to be in the situation that I am, because I know no matter what I do, I cannot affect the outcome of my life. I will be permanently disabled, barring a medical miracle. But what I can do is reach out to children who have yet to bear the burden of something that I live with every day. And if I can just change one course of one direction of one of their lives so that they won't need to have 4 wheels and can walk on 2 feet, that's a good day. We raise a lot of money at Think First, and it's only through donations that the program continues. It's only through donations that any program continues. How do you separate all the programs and define which are worthwhile and which are bogus. When you're in a wheelchair and every day you just long to walk around, to take off your shoes and scratch your feet on our nice soft carpet, that's the foundation in which we want to be a part of. At this time, I would like a round of applause for Faye and the IES Foundation team for making today's event possible. In the short time that I know Faye, I only know one thing, that she is dedicated. I mean, to see this woman move boxes around and say, can we sell this? And I say, Faye, I don't know. And for her to tell me about the work that she's doing, it was a very easy decision for Doug and I to get on board and say, you know what, a percentage of our sales will definitely go towards benefiting this foundation. When I told Faye that I would make a few remarks at tonight's dinner, I said, I'm going to be brief. I know this is the time that everybody kind of like shuffles their feet and buries their head in their programs and wants to get on with dinner. But I would want everyone to leave today feeling good about knowing what you've done. Everyone in this room helped someone like myself. In some small way today, you have made a difference. You may not have won the putting contest. I know Len tried. He got all wet doing it too, which is. And you may not have hit a hole in one. But today, everyone hit a hole in one. This is your way of leaving today knowing that you, in some small way, made a difference. And on behalf of all the people in this country that live with either spinal cord injuries, traumatic brain injuries, or other afflictions that can be helped by today's event, we simply say thank you. At this time, I'd like everyone to stand up, please. I've just asked you to do a simple command as to stand. I wish I could join you in that, but I can't. One day, with the help of organizations like the IES Brain Research Foundation, I'll be able to stand with you in this room, knowing that you can possibly make that difference in someone's life is a tremendous feeling. Everyone in this room should be very, very proud. Thanks to you, one day we will stand together. Thank you.